Back to another episode of my Factorio Let's Play. In today's episode, we are still on the reactor. I have started to power it up and I figured out a flaw or a pretty big kickback on that whole circuit thing we built up. And this is mainly because it does not account for starting up. So I only set one pulse into that whole system whenever there is a change in here, but in the tanks. But if I never get over that point with the initial fuel, that whole system dies and never gets up again. So especially if the reactors run out of fuel and fall under 500 degrees C, then no steam engine produces a steam boiler or heat exchanger produces any steam, so it will never get above those 66K. So the whole system is dead. Yeah, so I have to come up with another solution, and I think I did. And that fits to my whole style. So we have this contraption up here. It fits onto the same blueprint or size, so you can imagine on this side where I stand now, that's the reactor, and those two chests in between here are the belt. So everything the same as down here, right? Okay, now I figured out, well, the problem is that I basically need to insert fuel whenever there's a fuel coming out. But if there's a fuel already in, I don't want to insert any fuel. And I only want to do that if the trigger signal I have on my network is set to go, right? So my idea for that whole thing was, well, how can I do that? So I built an safe a set reset latch, SR latch here, that basically tells me whenever that toggles if there can be fuel inserted. So if there is no fuel, so the set property is used up uranium cells. So whenever there is a used up uranium cell, and that gets read by the inserter over here, whenever it takes out an uranium fuel cell, it is set to a stack size of 1, just that it's always 1. It kind of inserts that onto the belt. It sends a signal over the circuit network into that SR latch and says, well, you're set now. So it is set by default. So right now it has nothing, so it's not set or reset. So the set signal is the default signal. Did I do that right? Well, I did. It works. So, and then I have a reset signal, which is a used uranium cell, and that gets read from that inserter over here. So whenever there is one inserted, this circuit says, well, now you're reset, so you can't do anything, right? So then this means this one cannot do anything, right? So this one over here. So those toggle on and off whenever there's a fuel whenever that gets a fuel taken out. There's one inserted. So right now the system is on a cooldown. Is that really right? I think that's the other way around. this has to be this way. But yeah, this system is a lot easier to trigger in the beginning. So is it okay, so well, okay, well, this is how it works. So this one only inserts a fuel when those are the same. That means if there's already a fuel cell X taken out, then this one is 1, right? So I have a feeling that does not work as I intended to when I explain it now. So maybe it's a little bit flawed as well. We'll see. So right now there is null signal, so this one should insert fuel. So if I put that one in, yes, this does that. And that is not what I want, unfortunately. So how do I get around? So this circuit is still the same as it is on the old, so but I excluded the fast inserter for that, so it will insert nothing while this just is empty, and this just looks that there's always one fuel cell in here. That's the simple part. So set reset. So I would need, what I could do is say, well, you have a I'm kind of I do something wrong here, and I do not get why. So if I put a used up fuel cell in here, this one will be 1. Why are you not 1? What did I do wrong? I did something, and I don't know what I did. So now you keep your signal, which means I have to prime it somehow in the beginning in order to work. If I change that around, now I've flipped it around. Does it still work? So you should only work once, and once I put one out, it should be exactly the 6 I took out. So I just have to flip it. That's the point. Okay, so now let's see if I do something like this. And I say, well, we have that power signal now, and you are the checkers, the check mark. So you insert 1. Now you insert 1s constantly. why you do that. It seems that this one is still a problem. How did I get it to work for? So let's say now if I have this one here, that inserts 1. That just inserts 1. And if I turn that off, it inserts as much as it wants. Okay, that does not work. Okay, so the checker mark, it should only insert, if the checker mark is 1, we want to insert something. And this one is 1, that means we have 1 inserted. So we want that this one, when this one is inserted, want this one to be 0. So we want to be less, right? And this one is 1, and this one is 0, then it works. We want to insert something. If this one is 0, and this one is 0 or 1, we don't want to insert something. We just want to insert something if those are smaller, right? Okay, put U in it. So this one works just perfectly. And if I put 1 in here, and this one is set to enabled, you do that, which is correct. So if it takes 1 out, it does that. Very well. So right now, let's say the system is not primed. So here we lose the input. So that's how it initially is set. So you insert 1 and then you're done, right? And if you shut on, you shut off, you do nothing. You do something, let's take those out, those out, then make that one forget that it has a number. Okay, here, so we have, that's the initial system when we have it. So let's say I insert a fuel in here, it does nothing. And whenever it sees that this signal is on, it works. So that is the system I want. So here we go. Let's explain everything again so you all know what you have to build. So I have an input signal from here that is the checkers mark that says, well, either you have enough or not enough steam stored. If you have enough steam stored, you should be off, right? You're disabled. So that's the input. And this is linked to this inserter here, which inserts the fuel into the reactor. Let's say the reactor has 1 fuel in it. For now, this is it. We say, well, whenever checker signal is 1, and this one is 0, so this means we just have exported a fuel rod from the system. If this is 0, then you can insert 1, and you pulse onto the red circuit wire. Those have to be not the same, otherwise they link all those individual cells together, and I definitely do not want that. So those have separate. So this one says, well, I have inserted a fuel, which sets this decider combinator, this SR latch to I have inserted a fuel, which prevents this one from running because this is one now, and this is one now, and one is definitely not smaller than one. So in order to work, we have to extract the fuel, which does this inserter here. This one pulses as well and says here, well, now you're disabled. And here I set the reset signal, which means this one goes to 0, which this says this one can insert another fuel. And this one is still the same. I think I don't explain it. It just sets a filter in here, which combines if this one is 1 and this one will be multiplied by -1, which is -1. If this one is bigger than the content in this one, insert 1. So, and it's also a 1 stack. So that will be the circuit network I want to copy from. So I will remove those chests and have it in here. So, which means I have to tear down, trade, those one. I have to tear down all those down here, and I will do so quite quickly. This one is full. Okay, whatever. I can deal with that. So, yes, see, now you have a temperature of 511. And why are you not dropping? Interesting. Or you were dropping, now you're not dropping. That's just weird. How does it keep the temperature? Oh, yeah, right. What? Okay, that is a weird mechanic. Anyway, I will change out those anyway. So if I insert that one, I can flip it, have it on this side, and flip it again, and I have it this way, how it is right now. So let me tear down all of those. I could have specified that I only want to blacklist belts, undergrounds, inserters, and then I use this one to delete those. Go. I don't have to rebuild stuff I already. Oops. What did I do here? So you guys are all not working. I keep one just for the sake of it. Yes, now I have to redo you again. Okay, so that's that. And why? You're all the wrong way around. Are you? Darn it. You're also, now you're the right way. Okay, anyhow, I want to insert not this one, this one. So if I were to flip you This way, yes. So you should be what I want. And I flip it this side and this side. Now I just have to copy those again, which I deleted for some inconvenient reason. So all of those should now have a single fuel cell store, right? Yes, they do. So which means I have the green signal on here. And that connects all the pole with each other. How much fuel cells? Quite a lot. I will insert you in a bit. So I can now also tear down this one. And insert this one from down here. Did I copy everything? I hope so. Let's connect this up again. So one thing I will do is tear down all the complicated magic I did up here. I can remove this one, and I will place that as in the middle as good as I can, just to keep symmetry alive. And then connect those ones, so those should all be connected. Now we have steam on it, and steam does nothing for us. So basically, if I were to add that one and only simple circuit network I need, which is this one that says, hey, if I have less than 66k steam within the system, I'll put the checker mark. That should get my reactors to work, right? If I say you are in, you are out, you did insert 5 fuel. Why did you insert 5 fuel? Because something was missing down here. And I have no idea what it was. Oh. I think this one was missing. So you did not insert anything? Why? Oh, you're already used, right? So you're all good. Why do you behave differently? Don't freaking out. But anyhow, let's put those in here. So in here, so you should now be filled with fuel. And I'm sorry. And this one should be working. Not those. Oh god. I have something in my throat. Ugh. Okay, so this one should be working now. and insert a fuel as long as that signal is correct, and therefore I should not waste any fuel anymore. And I think, how much do I have in here? The circuit network says I have about 2.1k fuel in here. It's steadily inclining. It's nice. So, which means that fuel reactor is more or less done. It already outputs power, I think. It should be, at least. Are you? Yes, you have a connection. So, in order... So, you are connected now to the power via a reliable source. So you should output pretty much enough power, which means I will deconstruct the other power plant I have. And thank you for bringing me stuff. I do not really need anything, but thank you for bringing it. Yes. While we're walking down here, I want to do another circuit network, and that is in order to, if you look at the power output right now, so, well, I can tell you what it is. If we were to look at the power output right now, you would see that there is the equal amount consumption of power from the nuclear reactors and the steam engine. So now it's a discrepancy that is interesting, but normally it is about the equal amount both use, and I want to prevent that. So as long as those engines are running, I don't want to use any steam engines at all. So how much fuel do you still have left? Not much anymore. So I will let you... Do I really care about it? No. Go down. And I will just tear down everything, because I do not need it anymore. Here. Here. No. Why? So I care about those. The rest I do not really care about. So with that reactor gone, how does the rest fare? I think until you guys are all here, I have deconstructed everything I want to deconstruct. Right? Okie dokie. I can grab 2 more reactors from down here. 2 more so they can build a few more. So I may want to make sure that reactors get placed from top to bottom. So all the material is used. So let's get back to topic, what I want to discuss. So I want to shut that off, and I want to make a circuit that basically tells them to do not produce power while so now you should have Just don't want to have them go to waste. So now you should play stuff. Okay, so I have used up the whole other reactor, and all that material is not gone to waste because each reactor is very, very expensive, and I rather not have them be not used because they are so expensive. So another one. So I want to connect some network up here. So most of it get built without me watching it. And then I need another two if they're built somewhere. There you go. Yes. Oh, we already have behemoth buyers. Yeah, this will become a problem somewhen, which means I have to go out and clean out a lot of biters. You're still okay. You are running low, but you should not be a problem that you run low soon-ish. Okay, so you are built right. I can add you here, and then I can add another one. Can I add another one somewhere here? Can I or can't I? I can't. I can if I do something like this, maybe. Add some landfill and oh yes, you should just about need everything. You need to get power. So now you can build everything I need, which is all I want. And then I can slowly introduce more reactors to the build. And everything is done for me, and I don't have to worry about it. This is good. So this is all getting built. Which is nice, and then I can deconstruct it when it's finally done. And I should have more than enough power, especially even to run the whole circuit factory, which I eventually want to do, even though I still need to do a lot, quite a lot. So yes, you can deliver lots of materials to me, please. So I'm filled up again. Here we go. And while you do stuff and deliver stuff to me, I will move down to our other power plant. So, well, as I'm looking on the clock, I unfortunately have to put a cut in here. I will come back to you as quickly as possible, and then we will work on the circuit I want to have down here. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, please like the video, and if you want to keep updated with my content, subscribe to the channel, which would help me out a lot. Thank you and have a good one.